only had a right angle just to even get water. Oh, there's another break over there. Rabbits, man. Look at this. Yeah, they're just chewing the shit out of my polyvinyl tube, which I honestly kind of expected, but look, they like messing with my trenches and shit too. Like, bunnies are a pain in the ass, man. Yeah, look, they like literally, I don't even know what did that. That's so weird. Oh, they chewed the whole thing apart. It's in 2 pieces. Like, they ate 6 inches of the hose. This is what the emitters are supposed to look like. So I don't know what the hell happened to the other one, but I'm gonna go throw this one on and call it good, because the wind is brutal out here. Unfortunately, I didn't notice all of this until I lost all this water. It ran pretty far down there. There's a lot of water I just paid for that went down the wash. I'm filthy, you guys. I've been propane torching the weeds outside that are going crazy, and it's almost too late in the year to be doing it. So every chance I get that the wind is not blowing, I am out there torching weeds so that the seeds explode and are no good for next year. That was a heck of an introduction, right? I mean, just that's how it felt in real life. I was working on my garage project. I like walk out there and like water spraying everywhere. I'm like, oh my gosh. And then the wind is like 40 miles an hour. So I'm trying to fix it all in the wind. We are going to put in underground PVC irrigation, which was always the plan, but I kind of wanted to get everything like situated first so that I knew where to put irrigation to. Clearly that's not gonna work because the bunnies won't leave the poly tube alone. Also, there's ash falling off of me. We're going like the whole 9 yards, very professional. I have a manifold that's waiting to be picked up at Home Depot. I don't have the irrigation controller yet, but I have my timer that I'm gonna kind of bypass things just so that the trees can keep getting watered, because I don't even have a hose that will reach my peach tree. It's kind of imperative that the irrigation keeps working, whether it's with the poly tubes, which I spliced together, and then I applied a rodent spray that's like clove oil and peppermint oil and stuff. I went out there when there was water in the berms and sprayed everything that wasn't in the water, because if it's gonna be in the water, it's just gonna wash off. They have not chewed it again, but I'm not taking that for granted. I also know of people who have coyotes coming through and chewing it, and obviously coyotes are a lot smarter. I think once a coyote realizes, hey, I can get water here, like, you're not stopping them, you just need to like hide it. The poly tube was always a temporary solution. I just didn't anticipate it being such a temporary solution. I have a trencher rented. I've never used a trencher before. I've done a lot of digging on the property, but it was all up close to the house and around other pipes and stuff, so I've always hand dug. I already went to Home Depot this week because I needed groceries anyways, and I need more propane for my weed torch. And I picked up all sorts of supplies for this project. Basically, all of the stuff that wasn't the actual sticks of PVC, I will put that in the van because that's what I'm towing the trencher with. So I only have a small Home Depot run tomorrow to get the actual 10-foot pieces of PVC. Everything else, I think, or I hope I already have. It's like $230 worth of PVC fittings, and I'm hoping at least $50 of that is going back because I just way overbought because I don't want to be missing a piece that I need or anything. I am putting in one more spigot, just plain, not on a valve controlled manifold or anything, just one plain spigot out kind of towards my compost bin, my mesquite tree. It'll have the line to my greenhouse on it, and that's gonna be the exact same as the spigots that I used in my previous video, except for somebody left a really helpful comment about how to go from the threaded fitting to the T or the 90-degree, whichever you're using, so that you can have everything tight and then just glue it on instead of like having a problem like I did in that video where I couldn't get everything as tight as I needed to without things being misaligned. So I'm doing it just slightly different, but overall the same. And then the other line is going to end also with a post set in the ground and a spigot, but it is going to be on a manifold. And that's going to have my raised beds around it, so I can kind of split it and just adjust it with like adjustable bubblers and stuff at that point. But it will be still on the master control unit. And all the trees are going to be on one line. I did all the math because I'm using 3/4 inch pipe. It seems like it should be no problem to have all my trees on one line. It's plenty of gallons per hour or gallons per minute, whichever unit of measurement you want to use. So I think I'm ready. I don't know, I've spent probably 5 hours on the phone with my dad walking through all of this. He worked a lot with water in his job and then also has done a lot of irrigation and stuff in his gardening. So he was able to kind of walk me through what we should do, and there's a lot of decisions to make, and I think I've made them all, and hopefully I made the right decision, because it just kind of stresses me out to do it now when I don't have everything in its place and I don't know exactly where everything's going to be. Also, like for the greenhouse, for example, I will probably want to have a tractor in there. So I can't put it super close to where the greenhouse is going to be because I don't want to accidentally hit it with tractor and stuff like that. So it's just a lot of guesswork and a lot of hoping I'm doing things right now. I guess I'll just have to deal with it in the future if I didn't. That's the game plan, and that's what happened, because I know we just right into this video. No easing into it. It was just like, bam, here's the video. Not what I was planning on doing. I was really in the mood to make a workbench and finish working out in the garage, but you know, the bunnies had other plans for me. Do you think I got enough parts? I don't think I'm gonna get the glue out today. The difference between what I did last time and this time is last time this was going into a 90-degree angle, and so if the pipe was coming this way and the 90 was facing this way, then I couldn't tighten this anymore. I couldn't go that way because then the spigot would be facing the wrong direction. But I've got all this tightened like to high heavens, and so you get everything in the ground and either the T or the 90, and then this is just ready to drop in on the stub at whatever angle it needs to be. So I just have to duplicate that one more time for my other spigot, and these pieces will be ready to go. My irrigation came on while I was working on the spigots, and they chewed the head off another one. Yeah, definitely can't keep irrigation around the bunnies. What should have been a super easy project turned into a monstrosity because I ran out of Teflon tape. Tried to use the pipe dope that I have that was used in the van, so it's like 10 years old, and it was like, could barely get it out of the tube. I broke the top of my post pushing down on it, trying to get it to come out of the tube. And it's leaking, of course. Luckily, I'm going to town tomorrow, so we're just gonna leave it like this, leaking. I got the little ramp to divert the water away from the post a little bit, and not that that probably needs done, but whatever. I was able to turn the water back on at least. That's the other option, is to just leave the water off all night. And I mean, I suppose I could go do that after I get my shower and everything, go turn the water off. But it's not ideal. Can you see the trencher back there? It's pretty exciting. It's the first time that I've towed anything very large with the van. I've only ever towed the dump trailer, which is like, I don't know, 500 pounds plus whatever the garbage is. So it's not that heavy. They said this is 2,000 pounds. Apparently the van can tow about 4, so should be okay. However, the van is 30 years older than when that tow rating was made. And also, I got a lot of hills between me and home. So I think we're gonna suck down gas, which is not great with the price of gas, but is what it is. All right, we made it home, no problem. I mean, there's a big hill between here and home, and I had to go like 40 miles an hour in second gear up it, but like, we still made it, and it was fine, and the van didn't overheat or anything. So let's see if I can get this puppy unloaded. All right, well, that wasn't too bad. I do need to fix this water leaking first though. So as nice as it is that we have this, that's probably a priority. All right, I don't see anything dripping at least, so I think we're gonna call it good. I think I'm gonna leave the pipe putty on that other fitting, but I'll let everything dry off and then I can feel for sure whether anything is wet or not. Okay, get the hose out of the way. So we are gonna basically run a straight line from there to there. Somewhere. I don't know. I'm not really picky about where it ends up, to be honest. There's a rock over here that is marking where there's garbage in the ground. There used to be a garbage pit over here. That one was open. You guys saw in videos that I cleaned up everything out of it, but I think that was the second garbage pit and this is the first one. And when they dug the pit for that one, they buried this one. This, unfortunately, is probably the scariest part of the whole project. And it's the first part when I have the least amount of experience. So we're gonna go really, 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 really slow and really cautious. I'm gonna shoot for 18 inches. It doesn't have to be that deep, but I figured why not? I guess there's only one way to get started, and that's to get started. I'll let you guys watch me struggle to get the hang of it first, and then we'll switch you over to a time lapse once it's no longer entertaining. Well, I have learned the hard way that a drain spade is not the same thing as a trenching shovel. Drain spade does not fit down the trencher's trench, and a drain shovel will. So all the places where I have intersections, which you can't see because it's too bright outside. Wow, I'm really dirty. The dirt is like filled itself back in, you know, from the intersection, and it shovels it into the other intersection. So you got to shovel it out. My drain spade doesn't fit down there. And obviously the flat shovel doesn't fit down there. Getting tired, and I am a little teeny bit sunburned, although it hasn't really developed yet. I think the back of my neck is probably actually pink. I don't know. But I'm also getting windburned, so I might, you know, sit inside and glue some risers together because I'm going to DIY those instead of buying the little 2-foot threaded risers for $4 a pop. You can get 5 of them out of a stick of PVC and glue the fittings on it for like $6 total. So it's much cheaper to make your own. But it's a little bit of work, but not much. I mean, with a PVC cutter, it takes 2 seconds. So yeah, I can do that inside while it's bad and windy and be working on it and everything. I just have to bring the PVC in. You saw me go over there with the rake and knock down one of the piles of dirt on the side. That's gonna make my life more difficult when it comes to filling the trench in, but I'm just so scared of stepping on that little pile of dirt when I'm gluing things and putting stuff in the trench, and my leg not working correctly to be able to catch myself and having a big injury. So it was more work because I had to go through and rake it, and it's gonna be more work to then fill in the trench using that dirt that's now spread out instead of nice and piled on the side and ready to go. But it's worth it to me for the peace of mind that I have a solid, stable, flat surface to work on and work near when I'm working on all this stuff, so that I don't hurt myself. Nothing's getting done sitting here talking to you guys. I should get going. Guys, I think somebody else got me something off my Amazon wish list. I'm gonna open it. But I didn't order anything. Ooh! Owie! I got excited and gave myself a box cut. You know when Amazon sends you like a crazy oversized box? This is awesome! Yay! I'm so excited. I don't see a note that came with it. I put some lockers on because I don't have any. And there is a size between the pole saw chainsaw that I have and my little snip pruning shears that is really difficult. Like a 1-inch-ish branch is currently really difficult for me to get through. Sweet! And they are adjustable, which is great because I can get some extra leverage, extra reach. This is awesome. I'm so excited. I don't know when I'm gonna use them because I feel like I've got most of my pruning done for the year. But it's one of those things that like when you need it, and I'm glad that I will have it. Thank you, whoever sent this. I don't know who it is. If it's the same person as last time, you need to stop. You've done plenty. If it's someone new, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. Man, I'm bleeding from that fucking box cut. Great. I have informed delivery from for the post office that this is all going to. So I knew that something was coming that I hadn't ordered because I hadn't placed an Amazon order, and it tells you that it's coming from Amazon. So I knew something was there to pick up. And I was trying to think what it could be because I hadn't mentioned anything. I have like an automatic dog waterer, and I was gonna put it on one of my posts that one of my outdoor spigots is on. Not for Teddy, although Teddy can certainly use it too, but for the rabbits because they're going crazy after all of my pipes and my hoses and everything. And I was like, well, if they had water available, maybe they wouldn't do that. And I have a little dish out there for them, but that dish, it's so shallow and small that it like evaporates really quick and everything. And then I have to manually keep it topped up a couple times a day and stuff. So I thought an automatic waterer would be pretty slick. So I have one of those on my Amazon wish list if anybody wants to water the bunnies. But it's not anything urgent or anything. I don't want to sound like I am begging or soliciting or anything like that. It's just when I was thinking about what could possibly be coming, I was like, oh, it'd be really cool if somebody had bought that bunny waterer, the dog waterer for the bunnies. But no, I am like super stoked about the loppers. Really, really, really excited to have these. So thank you, whoever bought these. Leave me a note if you send me stuff so I can know who it is and I can say thank you. All right, well, if like me, you didn't know there was a difference between a drain spade and a trenching shovel, this is the difference. The drain spade's on the left, the trenching shovel is on the right. Drain spade is tapered, so it gets wider, therefore it doesn't fit in a trenching trench, versus this one is straight all the way down and it fits. Also, it's way more curved because when you're digging, it's gonna be like way down there, and so you don't have as much room to get an angle to be able to scoop stuff out. So yeah, and then they make drain spades with long handles, but it seems to be more common that they are short versus the trenching handle is long because you're gonna reach down into a deep old trench. This is where we are leaving day one. Did run into a little bit of trash, you can see here, and then stuff sticking out from the sides, but it wasn't too bad. Okay, Heather from the future here. I was recording that with my AirPods in the wind and it just was not cutting it. You couldn't understand a word I was saying, so here I am. Basically, what I'm showing you guys is that I had done a trench off of the loquat tree and I decided to fill it in. I took the trencher and drove over it a little bit to try and compact it in, and actually decided to come off just like I did for the peach tree and the apple tree. And the reason for that is so that the pipe isn't directly underneath the tree when I planted it. And also it was going to use less pipe to come off that direction rather than come up and then over. So yeah, I was also talking about how nice it was that I dug the trench probably a little deeper than I needed to, because then I didn't have to actually shovel everything out. I shoveled some out for sure, but a lot of the places I just kind of smoothed everything over in the trench. Like I just kind of moved some dirt around so it was level and flat for the pipe to sit. But yeah, I didn't take every little thing out because I didn't need to. It was dug a little deeper than it needed to, and I'm really not going off of code or anything. I don't have to worry about frost, so I just got it deep enough in the ground that it wasn't going to be a problem and moved on. The other thing that was really weird is that the ground over here by the apple and the peach tree is different than the ground everywhere else, and like crumbles. The walls are coming off in big chunks, and I lost the corner right there going over to the apple tree, and you can see there's like a crack in the dirt here where it's trying to come off. That whole line is doing that, so I have to be really careful when I go to glue it so that it doesn't collapse on me and I get hurt or have to dig it out by hand even more. But yeah, that's the update. It is so much easier to dig when you have the right shovel, that's for sure. It was pretty much impossible. I tried with the other stuff. I would still be out there doing it right now. So this was super worth it. Whew, doesn't mean I'm not tired though. So I'll sleep really good tonight, and then hopefully we can get everything glued up tomorrow. Good morning. I am a little upset that it is already windy out there. 10 miles an hour already, which isn't super bad. I think we're in a little lull. I've been watching the bushes move a little more than that. I'm upset because I was really hoping I would be able to wear my straw hat today because I did get a little sunburnt yesterday, the back of my neck specifically. So I have a collared shirt on. That will help behind, like lower, but I put sunscreen on at the base of my neck, and I don't have hair covering up my neck, so I have a long sleeve shirt on today, and it looks really silly tucked in, but it's just so oversized that if I don't tuck it in, it will be a hazard and a nuisance. I will button up one more when I get out there. This is the only flannel shirt I have that isn't flannel, but it's like cotton. Hopefully it's not too warm. We're pretty early in the morning still, so it should be okay for a little while at least, and protect my arms because my arms got a little burnt too. Anyways, I'm gonna get some breakfast and get going. Oh, well, I'm glad I bought more. That has gone bad. Good. My hat's been all messed up for this video. That's embarrassing. Well, I am done for the day. Not because I'm actually done, but because I underbought parts somehow. I had 3 Walmart bags full of parts and I still ran out. I don't know how I managed that. Luckily, the irrigation line is finished. Well, as finished as it can be, with the piece that I am missing that will allow me to attach the hose to it for a temporary solution until I have the manifold all done. I also just attached these big long pieces to stick out of the ground for the other lines because they are going to go into the manifold as well. So I put longer pieces on than I need, and then I can just cut them off to the length that I need when it is time to go and install the manifold. The fact that I'm missing the 90s means that I can't do the spigots yet. So yeah, I'm basically done. I'm out of stuff that I can do with the irrigation, but that's actually okay because first of all, I'm sunburnt. I don't know how. I have reapplied sunscreen like 6 times today. And also, I need to get the trencher loaded up so I can take it back like first thing tomorrow morning. Tomorrow morning's Monday, and I have work and I have meetings on Mondays. So I'm hoping to get up early and get the trencher back early so that I can do my Home Depot run and be back in time to take those meetings, which means I'm not fiddling around with loading the trencher up tomorrow. I'm gonna do it tonight. I'm also really glad that I got what I got done today because now I know how much PVC I used and can take the rest of it back because I'm hoping this is like the last trip that the van has to make for a while. I'm gonna pick up the stuff that I need for my workbench too, like my plywood and the pegboard and all that kind of stuff. Oh, I just remembered that means I have to disassemble the bed inside the van so that I can fit the full 4x8 sheets of plywood inside of it. My list keeps growing, but I will be able to take all of my PVC back that I didn't use. I used 325 feet of pipe, plus the risers, which is another 20 feet. So let's just round it to 350. I bought 500, so that's quite a big check that's coming back to me in returns at Home Depot. But that just means my Home Depot list is getting longer and longer and longer. So I'm gonna have to look up what time the rental place opens, because if they're open at like 5, that'll be good for me and good for work, but man, am I gonna be tired. Okay, I'm gonna stop yapping and go get the trencher loaded up so that I'm ready to go for the morning.